the world is just business. But the world is not business. I'm not living 100 years. I'm not living 150 to 100 years. I received from my parents, from grandparents, and I give it back to my children and grandchildren. But what I received, at least I should give back in a way I received it. But now we are spoiling it. And we cannot even transfer what we received. We spoil, we utilize, and we finish things, and we create even more destructive things for our children and grandchildren.
Can we solve the environmental crisis if we don't decolonize first the world?
During the colonial period, you have one country working for producing sugar and some metals and some wood and some fish and bringing it to the European metropolis or to the US dominant power. And after the independence, despite having the new flag and the new countries, it's exactly the same. And now the question is why this happens and how come, despite getting formal independence and despite having, for example, whole of African continent now being in theory and in practice and formally free from colonial masters that were here from Europe, you still have those relationships asymmetric and dominances that persist, basically.
So why is it so complicated to agree on rules to practice agriculture?
For the same reason that it's almost impossible to limit plastic production. There's money. There's so much money involved with it. And if the money was truly spread out, if it was really part of a diverse community and I make a little and you make a little, we would make, I think, more sane decisions. But the industrial model is that the money flows to a small number of hands.
When it comes to plastic pollution, we're fighting a massive system with huge vested interests, huge lobbying capacity, huge corporate power, which has spent many decades actively trying to suppress information that might drive us to act.
If we want to deal with colonialism, resource colonialism, we have to go back to the virgin materials, virgin resources, the extraction. Either to stop the extraction if need be, to give the right value to the resources and to the right respect and dignity to the human resources that are being used in their own countries.
Mining is nice when it doesn't happen in your neighborhood, but when it happens in your neighborhood, you're going to have a problem. So I think when you are driving a nice electric car, you are in Paris or you are in London or you are in Brussels, remember the environmental and the social impact of what you are driving is felt by people who are not living a luxurious life.